Everybody, it's your boy Naji coming at you live from the round table. Welcome. We got some new folks today, don't we?
Indeed, we do.
Oh, that's a new voice.
Kind of.
A two voice. So what's up, everybody? We're coming at you live with a special edition today. We're going to jump into the sports world.
Hey.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what we need to be.
We got to do it. There's a lot of shit that's been going on. So, but before we get too deep into it, let's talk about who we got. Let's start with the oldie but a goodie.
Oh, that's me.
You're welcome.
I'm like a fan favorite. I'm forcing myself to be a fan favorite.
I mean, you here. So.
It's Juice. Y'all know me. Upcoming podcast, The Bread Owl. I'm really happy that you invited me.
Thanks for coming. Tell me a little more about The Bread Owl.
The Bread Owl, again, is a journey with me through my quarter life crisis. So I'm interviewing my friends. I'm interviewing people who have done stuff, who ain't doing stuff, who's in the process of it. And we're having general conversations about what we're going to do and how we're going to get there.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then we got a little sports part as well. So it's well-rounded. It's all aspects of your general life.
I accept that. How do people find it?
Actually, I'm in the process of getting, things official. So for now, y'all can follow my personal page and get to know me a little bit. I'm only on Instagram because I hate the internets and y'all be trying to find everything. But
seems to be a theme from this panel.
It's Bella Kryptonite. So that's BELLAKRY, the number 2, NITE. Pretty poison. Think of it that way.
Wow. That was a nice little extra.
I like that.
I
like that.
Exactly.
Pretty poison. Okay.
Guys, for those of you who don't know that voice, but some of y'all might know it. Some of you might not. You ain't gonna find him. But he here tonight. I want to introduce and bring to the round table my main guy, C Squared. Welcome.
Hey man, appreciate it. I'm glad to be here, man. This is a great show that you guys have. I appreciate you letting me come through and do a little something and talk about things that matter to me that I love.
Beautiful.
So sports is every bit of who I am, and it's just a great chance to chop it up with you guys and dive in a little bit and talk about some different things.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just give a little extra blurb, since apparently C Squared is extremely modest. He's taking the rule out of Esquire's book. He pushes everybody off. He doesn't want to be in the spotlight. But so I've known this dude for a very, very long time. He friend of the show. Everyone on the show has known him for quite some years. Been my partner in crime for a while. We ride these streets. He is my sports almanac. I've called him that, putting extra pressure on him. Whether he accepts it or not, I still call him that. So he, myself, and Esquire go way, way back. We've been in this thug thizzle. They were both the best men at my wedding. So shout out to all that. Yeah.
Real shout out to you, man.
Hey, man.
Shout out to you.
Mrs. Naji did all the work. I just showed up.
That's real.
I just bought the suit. Well, my mama bought the suit, actually.
Shout out to your mom.
Yo, shout out to not having to pay for wedding stuff, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Let's not do that. I'm gonna be emotional in here. Let's not do that.
All right, look, we don't want you in here crying unless we're talking about sports, because we're gonna cry when we talk about Luke Kuechly anyway. So we'll get to that. We'll save those tears for later. But we'll go ahead and sorry guys, I almost forgot. We have a fourth guest. Our liquor. So
there it is.
That was real snazzy.
There it is.
Listen, sometimes you got to take your cues from the people on the sidelines. They get you hyped. You know what I'm saying? So what we drinking on here?
I have pineapple juice. I'm not feeling that well, so I'm not partaking in the other activities that they got going on today.
So Juice is focusing on the juice, is what you're telling me. Okay, she's trying to keep herself balanced. She's not feeling the greatest right now, but she here.
But I'm with y'all.
I appreciate you.
That's what matters.
I was on time halfway too. Woo.
You got here before we did.
I know.
That's
I never
fact.
do. I'm out here. 2020 goals.
New decade, new her.
Punctuality. I like that.
Oh yeah. C Square, what you got?
My special, the Aqua de Vita, the water of life, tequila. That's the water of the earth as well. You know, that's the good stuff. So we sipping on a little tequila, little cranberry Canada Dry. You know what I'm saying? So we good over here. That's the special stuff.
That sounds delicious. I was going to get some of that earlier, but the Canada Dry was a little bit low, and I did not want to finish that and the tequila like I did. So I've got a little 1800 as well with some pineapple orange.
I forgot the orange.
Yeah, Juice just focused on the juice, but her juice is pineapple orange, same as mine. And I got a splash of club soda on top. So it's delicious. It's hitting. It's going to get me through all this fun stuff, and we're going to dive right on in. So one of the questions I want to know, since you guys are like avid sports watchers, listeners, followers, you know, you're part of the cult. What does sports mean to you? Don't all speak at the same time.
I'll let C-Squared go first.
Oh,
she's such a gentle lady.
I am.
Yeah, I was hoping. You know, I was ladies first. I'm a gentleman, but you have deferred to me. I'll take it.
That's what he says, guys.
Sports mean so much to me. You know, sports and to me is basically a microcosm of life.
Good word.
Is how I think of it. You know, sports teaches you discipline. It teaches you competition. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you grit. You know, when you're up against the wall, you know, and you're trying to push through to achieve a goal. That's basically life in a bubble. And I think that sports help people build relationships. They help people build partnerships, friendships, lifelong relationships, and it's just, and they're exciting.
Yeah,
you know, it's exciting, and it's
especially when you win.
Especially when you win, and I mean, and you think about sports and them being, sports is $1 billion industry.
Yeah,
you know, and as a child, you know, when you're growing up, 5, 6 years old, children have tons of energy. So what do parents do? Put your kids in soccer, you put them in softball, you put them in t-ball, and so you
get them out the house
at a young age. You kind of learn to. You learn to facilitate some of that energy and push it into something that teaches you about, you know, about competition and about partnership and about teammates and camaraderie. And that's why I love sports. And it's everything. It means everything to me still to this day as it did when I was a little kid. So, and it always will. And,
shout the fuck out to that.
You know, and I grew up in a house where my mother's an avid basketball fan and always has been, and so is my father. So that was reared in me at a young age. So sports is me. I am sports.
Random side statement. I remember when I first met Mama C-Squared, and she started talking to me about Duke basketball, and I took a couple looks, and I was like, wait, am I where? I like it here. I like it here.
I don't rock with that, but I love my mom, so it's cool.
We'll get to your hate later.
We'll leave that Duke stuff alone.
We'll get to that in a second. Juice, I don't know how you're going to follow that up because he literally just gave a Malcolm X speech about sports, but
he really did.
Let's see what you got.
He really did. So just playing off of what he said, for those of y'all that don't know what the word microcosm is, or only know a generalized definition, I love this. It says here, a community, place, or situation regarded as encapsulating in miniature the characteristic qualities or features of something much larger. And that word is 100% what sports is to me as well. Again, piggyback off it, it teaches you about life. I played sports coming up from the time I was in the 4th grade up until my junior year of high school. I actually could have went D3 just off of GP. I have a whole crazy life story. So
we should have started with that.
But just in general, like for me personally, it's like my heart. And it's home. And I say that as it's home is when I quit playing, you know, I felt like the game of basketball betrayed me for a little bit. So I didn't want to watch anymore. I didn't want to be associated with that anymore at all. So but just like, you know, when you're a rebellious child or whatever, you get sick of your moms, you get sick of your dads, you leave and stuff. At the end of the day, you end up coming back home. So, like, that's essentially what sports is to me. My dad, you know, gassed me up when I was like 5 and was like, yo, you know, you can be like Michael Jordan too. And I was like, for real? And
Shout out to Pops, man.
for
That's
real,
cool.
Papa
and,
Juice.
Shout out to Pops for supporting his daughter. That's
for
dope.
real. So I mean,
That's
I remember
dope.
he had the Sports Illustrated joints, you know, the Unforgettables, you know, with the 96 and 97 series, 99, you know, everything. Like, he was a Jordan bull. That's what our household was. So like for me, that was a level of greatness. Like, I need to achieve that in everything. So it pushed me to like do well in school so that I could play. Like, you know, it taught me that I could do something. You know, it gave me a little swagger about myself because I'm very clumsy. So it's kind of a gift because I don't have coordination, but I could handle a rock. So I met some of my best
basketball.
friends. Oh, my bad, y'all.
Basketball is what she means.
Y'all
Girl.
learning today.
Yeah, y'all gonna know all the backwoods sayings in a little bit.
It's family. It's a job. And especially with any sports, there's positions. So, like, you know, if you're a point guard, you got to lead. And sometimes leading ain't taking all the shots.
Yeah.
You know, you have to get other people involved. You have to take care of your family. So it's just, there's so many things. And I honestly think that every child should be afforded that opportunity, even if they're trash. And, you know, even if they're not good, just so you can learn that social dynamic of having to depend on other people, but not having to get like egg in your mouth or something crazy like that for it.
Yeah, I accept that.
So
Yo, y'all got some real.
I'm just saying, we out here, C-Square. I feel you.
I appreciate it. I feel you as well.
Well,
Yeah,
as a nigga who ain't really playing organized sports, I just play for fun. Sports is fun. So, no, but sports. I agree with both of you all. Sports is a home. It's a space to learn discipline. I think I learned most of my discipline from like doing sporting things or whatever. Camaraderie, team, family, big trust, as people would say. I can see niggas now who I used to hoot with, and we see each other. It's like nothing. As no time has passed. I may not know their last name, or I may not know their first name, but it's like, oh yeah, oh, I see you, you see me, we recognize each other. It's one of those moments.
And you
we keep
actually
moving.
talk to those people. It ain't like the other people you see in the grocery store and you be like, let me go to this other Albert. Could be like, yo, bro, what's up? Like,
and it's always this, hey, yo, you hooping this weekend?
That's a fact.
Where
Yes.
you gonna be at?
That's
At
a
the Red?
fact.
All right, man, I ain't got no membership there. I won't be there.
That's a
I see you
fact.
at LA Fitness, the small court. Okay, y'all be there. All right, bet, bet. But yeah, so sports is a great thing for me. I think sports, along with music, can encapsulate a lot of different people. Whether you can do it, whether you suck, whether you're good. Because I can't sing a lick, but I love music. You know, for people who can't play sports at all, like.
Right.
Those are the fans in the comments who just are really like riding for their squad. So
you can still be involved, even being a spectator.
Absolutely.
sometimes too involved, but
Yes.
that's a whole nother subject of life. But enough with all that lovey-dovey sports shit. Sports has been it for us. We're gonna be here for it. So let's keep it moving. So one of the things I want to jump into picks. So we got some things coming up. We're into. I'm a self-proclaimed non-football fan, so I will bow to the will of everybody else. I'm getting booed in the background by Coley, everybody. She's a silent hater. She's in the comments, and I don't have time for her shit. But anyway, so we're going to start with Super Bowl picks. Who you got? Or do you care?
To be 100, I don't even know anymore because I've been down and out and halfway dead for the past 3 weeks. So
She
I've
has,
missed
guys.
everything in life. I was too tired to watch TV, y'all. So the Seahawks are out. I was pulling for Russ because he seems like a nice dude and he's exciting to watch.
I wonder if he's like a dick at home.
Probably.
Because
But
he's so nice.
I can't see
on
that.
I can't either.
I
but
can't
like,
see that.
I just wonder. It's like he's just like the perfect
it
person.
might be passive aggressive dick.
Maybe, yeah.
I can see that.
His,
Okay.
I mean, his
Okay.
energy is just so, yeah, guys. Let's like when they mic him up on the sideline, he's just, yeah, like talking to the defensive guys, his offensive guys, the special teams guys, very engaged,
Like,
very motivated.
Maybe he got like really hairy
quarterback.
knees or some shit. I don't know.
know?
Something's got to be wrong with him.
I can't
Oh, there's
imagine
definitely
he's that
something
way at
wrong with
home.
him.
You know,
but not in a bad way. Everybody got something wrong with him, y'all.
that's true. Yeah,
But I don't really have a pick. I'm just here to halfway watch. I'm more into college now.
Okay.
And my squad, we had a bad season. Roll Tide.
Well, my nigga rolled his hip, so it just kind of fucked it all up.
I know.
Did he declare?
Yes.
Okay, he's out.
A wise choice.
Oh, absolutely, especially if you're hurt.
Very wise choice.
The last thing you want to do is be hurt in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go get your money.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to.
Run for it.
You're only guaranteed that first contract. And I mean, if you're projected to be a top 10 pick, you have to go.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
And he's about to graduate. I think I was listening to ESPN yesterday. He said he had like 15 credits left.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
I'm like, oh, bro, you can graduate over the summer.
No, you can just
And
not
go-
graduate.
and go to the
but
draft,
go to
you
school,
know?
stay in school,
Get that money.
all that. But no, we're gonna get to that here in a bit. But who you got?
So I am a huge Green Bay Packers Aaron Rodgers fan.
He's a cheesehead, guys.
Double check.
Interesting fact, my uncle played for the Chicago Bears in the 70s.
Wait, did I know this?
Yeah, I'm sure I've told you that.
Sorry, guys. I
So
forgot.
my uncle played for the Bears, and Bears fans hate the Packers, and vice versa.
Bless
But
you.
my introduction to football as a little kid was Brett Favre. So
Favre.
that was what would be on the TV. My parents might be watching Monday Night Football, so it was definitely a Brett Favre Green Bay Packers go Pack go. So I am absolutely pulling for my guys to beat the San Francisco 49ers. Now, if I'm being a realist, if I'm being honest, they drug us about 5 weeks ago. It was bad. I think the score was like 37-9 or something. It was something stupid.
That's pretty disgusting.
Something stupid. I'm pulling for my guys. We'll see what happens. And if we can't get it done, I want to see Patrick Mahomes get the win.
Okay.
I want to see the Chiefs do it.
All right. Well, I'll just say what somebody else said. I said, yeah, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Like I've been rooting for all the black quarterbacks.
That's real.
Lamar Jackson had a interesting game. His game wasn't that bad, but the overall game for the Ravens was just bad.
Yeah.
The Texans, they lost to the Chiefs, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which was a crazy game, but whatever. Patrick Mahomes, one drop rule still counts. And
Well, he's got more than a drop. He's half.
well, I'm just saying that's what they would call it anyway. So no matter
That's
how much
real.
he had, he would still been black. Shout out to the racial awareness podcast we'll get to later. Who else is there? Because and Russ is out. So
Yeah. So
That's it.
It's the Niners, the Packers, the Chiefs, and the Titans, which is the surprise of the NFL playoffs right now because nobody expected Tennessee to be where they are.
I didn't know they were in the playoffs.
They were pretty bad the first half of the year, and then the last, I think, 8 games, they won 6 of them, I think, roughly 6 or 7. And I mean, last week or this past weekend, Tannehill. So Ryan Tannehill, who's a quarterback, longtime quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, got traded.
Finally got out.
I think he got traded or he was a free agent. Came to Tennessee, was the backup for Marcus Mariota. Mariota wasn't getting it done. And so the head coach, Mike Vrabel, swapped him out, said, hey, Tannehill, you're the guy. You're going to start. So once they did that, they just kind of took off. And then you got Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's the leading rusher in the NFL
Derrick
this year.
Henry is 6'4", 250 pounds. I didn't know that until you said something about
Henry is
it.
the size of a defensive lineman playing running back and runs a 4.4. He's massive.
For those of you guys who don't know, that shit is fast.
Real fast.
I run about an 8'8".
And imagine being a 5'10" cornerback or a safety
With
that's 195 pounds, 205, and you got to hit this freight train that's coming at you full speed.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
That's like
You
Juice
get
trying to
run
run into
over.
me.
I'm whiffing. I'm olaying every time, but I gotta make it look like I want to hit him though, so the coach don't.
So you gonna play that James Harden defense? What you gonna do?
So he don't destroy me on the sideline. Like you got to get out.
I get that. I'm rooting for the black quarterbacks just because I think it's great. But then again, I'm also rooting for the refs. Like the refs have had a really rough go with it these last few years. I want to see them come back. I want to see them triumph. I want to see them push to the top. So I'm very excited about
That's
seeing
got to be a
this.
tough job, bro.
But I'm really excited to see what the black and white got, to offer, bro.
gotta
Man,
be a
they be
tough job.
fucking around.
They did be
I'm
also
sorry.
we have a secret insider from Esquire. He wants the Chiefs to win. He is a diehard Chiefs fan. He sent a message to let me know to not forget to include his Chiefs. So because their quarterback is black, I too will accept this and give
Hey
him
man,
put
shout
one
out,
there.
shout out to the Chiefs, man.
Chief it up.
Patrick Mahomes I think Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes are are the two greatest throwers of the football. Not the greatest quarterbacks ever, but the greatest throwers of the football we have ever seen in football.
I like that distinction.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to that later because we want to definitely give props where props are due, as people say, giving their flowers while they still here. But looking at, so who'd you guys have for the college championship game? Did y'all care?
No.
You didn't care?
I just wanted to see a good game, but I had LSU, and the only reason I had LSU was because LSU put out this little hype video
With the swag surfing
with
shit.
the swag surfing.
That's exactly
and
why I
Anthony
was rooting
Mackie
for 'em.
was narrating. I'm like, oh, they definitely about to win. They
got to.
This production is crazy. So that was
So you're saying it was fixed? No, I'm just
nah.
I'm
I
kidding,
wouldn't
I'm
do
kidding.
that.
Apparently.
But
But
nah,
you can. I'm just
it was a fantastic game. So in the first half,
Yeah, it was.
And
And
then,
then it
Yes.
changed.
then it went south quickly.
Okay, we're going to also, before we get too deep into football, because we'll come back to it, let's take a quick step side. NBA picks. Who y'all got for the, y'all think gonna win this year?
I don't know. I think it's still too soon. I usually don't take anybody serious for real until after All-Star.
Okay, halfway through.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a premature pick.
I don't really have a pick, but I know who I'd like to see. I want to see Boston just because
Win or
at
do
least
well?
get there. I want to see
Okay.
them get to the chip just because Kemba deserves it. So I'm biased.
You are a Charlotte
I
biased.
am Charlotte to the fullest. But I mean, we got Duke on there too. So let's not get it twisted. Tatum is my boy. And they had a nice squad. So like,
Yeah.
they really have the potential. I could go into this because I knew Kyrie wasn't going to work out. But that's a different day.
We should add that to the list.
But I definitely think that Boston can make it. They got better shooters than a lot of these teams out here. Toronto's playing ball. I mean, Jimmy's getting buckets. I don't know. The East is actually nice this year as far as the talent, like not being a huge drop off.
I think the East has more parity than the West does. Everybody thought the West was going to have it, but the East actually has it. But
So I think Boston is a good. I think they can get their stride going.
yeah. So who you got?
I've got the Lakers versus the Bucks in the finals, and I've got the Lakers winning in 6.
Okay.
So you saying that AD's gonna stay healthy? You riding that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Even if AD's
The brow.
75%, Anthony Davis, if he's 75%, that's still head and shoulders above the rest of the guys in the league for the
True.
most part.
I ain't mad at that.
With the exception of Giannis, but Giannis and AD will cancel each other out, and then you still got Bron. Bron's the greatest player on the planet currently. Some people may not agree with that, but that's how I feel. So.
We will also get y'all. Just I don't know if y'all read that outline, but y'all all have been through this shit because we get all that. Who do I have winning? I'll go with my premature pick because I think when I started off, I was going with the Clippers.
Same.
The year has been kind of interesting to see what's going on with them. I think the lineup changes and all that stuff is kind of throwing shit off, but we'll see with their chemistry because the Lakers are gelling.
Correct.
Like all hell. And it's beautiful to watch. The shit is fun to watch the Lakers play again, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. Just a quick note about that. The Clippers are having trouble. They dropped 6 of the last 7.
Yeah.
They did win last night. However, Kawhi did put a 43 piece in
3 quarters.
In 3 quarters. And I was like, oh God.
I'm not counting the clips out. Just
Not yet.
Nah,
Right.
because
Not yet.
again, everything typically changes after All-Star break. The
Yeah.
people are like, we playing for our lives now. Like positioning matters. So
When playoff Bron gets activated, other niggas get activated too.
That's a fact.
exactly. Well, that's true, but
My point is like other people going to step it up with the second half. It's not just going to be like LeBron's the only good player after the All-Star break. I think everybody's going to
Exactly.
really start doing some good shit.
And then the teams that tank really tank.
Oh God, let's not talk about
Really tank.
not talk about the tanking because I'm a Warriors fan. This year has been fucking terrible. But we'll get to. No, we're not getting that shit later because I can't talk about it. It's depressing. But speaking of people trying to make it to the league, who y'all got NCAA championships?
I'm riding with Duke all day.
I'm with you. That's my pick.
That's unfortunate for both of you.
Hater.
But what's even more unfortunate is my team is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah,
True.
they are.
Just
They are.
Carolina basketball. It hurts. It pains me. It is burning deep in my soul and my spirit right now.
Yeah, it is. It's funny.
And but I can't pick Duke, so I'm gonna go with Auburn.
Auburn.
I'm going
okay.
Auburn. Yeah.
Okay. They played really well last year, didn't they?
They did.
I forgot they were doing the damn thing last year.
And they're undefeated right now still.
I forget about anybody who's not in the ACC most times.
Listen, man, undefeated is cool and all, but you're not in the ACC. I'm you shaky to me. It's
We
just
also
it's just
lost
point.
to Clemson last night.
But I mean, let's be real. Duke does that every year. Like they just throw away ducky games. Like what are y'all doing?
Yeah,
so,
we want to make sure they get the money for for coming out and playing.
I'm not even stressed about it anymore. I'm gonna let it go because they are a lot better than I actually thought they were gonna be.
Same
be
because
100 with
they're so young. But RIP to Carolina season. It's been rough for y'all. It's been rough not watching y'all lose this much. It's painful.
Oh, it's bad.
I find no pleasure in this. Only C Square finds pleasure in Duke losing.
You're correct. You're correct. I was delighted last night.
Wow.
I was delighted.
That's because misery loves
Wow.
company.
It sure does.
It does. It's bad.
But we still ain't half as miserable as y'all. Not even
Actually,
half.
you know who's more miserable than all of them? Motherfucking AB. Like,
Oh, man.
like there's something is happening with Antonio Brown, and I don't know what. So when I do care about football, I was a Steelers fan. That's when I pull for. So he's been with us for a while, and I don't know what the fuck is going on with him. But AB, the fuck, it's like Obama Netflix.
AB's a troubled man. I think that's. I don't know what else to say about it. He's a troubled soul.
Yeah.
And it's tough because I don't sympathize with him anymore. Mm-hmm. But initially I kind of did because coaches are asking him to just play football. That's what happened in Oakland. Like,
how dare they?
AB just play football, and he's like, I'm more than football. But at the same time, I mean, you're not keeping your emotions in check. You're not keeping, like, you have a contract. You know what I'm saying? You are guaranteed to get, $30 million if you are active on the roster on this day, what have you. And you cannot keep yourself in check. You get fined for being unavailable, not at practice, which is standard. How dare the GM fine you for not being present at practice where you're required to be, which is part of your
practice?
Job.
Not a game.
Talking about practice. So
not a game.
I just think that, and I have tons of thoughts about this, but we don't necessarily have to dive deep into all of AB's shenanigans.
That's actually what this segment is dedicated to. So please give me a little.
Okay.
Dive in.
I think that AB needs help, and
like literal
professional help.
Okay.
And and I don't know if you guys saw his most recent antics with
throwing a bag of dicks.
Yeah, throwing
the bag of gummy dicks.
Throwing the bag of
Why
gummy
you
dicks.
have those? That's my first question. Who brought those to the crib?
He said they juicy.
At his kid's mom, like, my thing is you're cursing at the Hollywood, Florida police. You're cursing at your kid's mom in front of your young children. And your oldest child by your ex-girlfriend is not that young to where he doesn't understand, like, okay, something's probably not right here. And I just don't know. I don't know what you do for AB. I think AB's circle is not that great. It seems like he's got a bunch of yes men. Like in that video, you can see his homeboys standing around.
Which one? There's a lot of different videos.
A bunch of homeboys kind of like, like egging him on. Like, and I think and it was funny because, on First Take on ESPN this morning, they were talking about it. Like, AB clearly thinks that is okay, or that presents him in a light of, okay, my kid's mom is doing something that she shouldn't be doing by being here to get a car that's mine, and I am posting it. I'm posting the Hollywood police and her and saying that she stole something or she's trying to take my car.
Yeah.
And talking to her in such a negative, like, disgusting way. Like, that's the mother of your children. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah. But I wonder at what point does it all kind of just not matter anymore? Like, all the antics and shit. Like, at what point is it like, all right, yo, fuck it. Like,
if Trump is still out here and we're paying attention to him.
Well, we kind of have to pay attention to him. He's the president.
No, we don't have to give him. I think that if they stopped giving him as much attention on the presidential campaign, then he would have become a mute factor. Like, we give into his antics. That's all you see. all the time. There's other news going on in the world, but we're just focused on Twitter. Like, who gives a fucks? He's not, everything that he's tweeting doesn't apply to, you know, the world and the U.S., the state of the U.S. And it's kind of the same way with AB. Like, I don't know if it's sympathy or empathy, but I feel like something's wrong. I mean, in the sense of like something's wrong with Kanye. Kind of like he needs help. Like,
yeah, he is like a sports Kanye.
It's confusing because you wonder how long he's been this way.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, how long or is he at a tipping point right now, or has he always been like this? Because if he's always been like this, then this is just who he is, and y'all should have been said, this is y'all fault.
Yeah.
Like, y'all allowed this to happen, and now this man is out of control because he can be that way. Y'all don't care, and now
he got the money for it too.
Yeah, and I mean, it just is what it is. So
the more money, I got the money.
It's either that, or then it's like you think,
His song that he put out.
Yeah,
I don't know,
it's
bro.
terrible.
It was bad. It was like a minute and a half of trash.
But then you wonder too, like, this man has played football for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Could it really be something else? Like, could something have just snapped and he does need medical attention and he don't realize it though, and the people around him need him, so they just gonna basically deter him. That's another thing we can talk about, how the people that use you aren't dumb enough to push you in the direction so that they can keep using you. Like, you dummies. Like,
welcome to Whitney Houston's life,
basically. But it disturbs me, and I'm still rooting for him in the sense of, get your shit together, bro.
Yeah, man, I really hate anybody that still has a full head of hair. Like, I really hate seeing them like just dive off.
I co-sign.
You know, coming from the team of like, the Lord took it from me. Like, I just want him to be able to utilize his hairline the way that he can. Like, I'm glad Jalen Rose is still holding it down. I'm glad that, you know,
Jalen's is immaculate.
Yeah, Jalen has one of the best hairlines I've seen in my entire life.
Jalen's like 50 years old.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Just perfect hairline, crispy, just perfection.
His hairline is like fried chicken from your grandma's kitchen. It is perfectly crisp. But yeah, AB, prayers out to AB, yo. Praying for him, praying for Juice's illness. We want everybody to get back, because he's
too good to be sitting on the couch making bad rap music or whatever music he's making.
Yeah, no, I want to
like, nah, bro, like, you too nice for this. Probably one of the nicest shit. Yeah. I don't know, like, top 10, period.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff that he can do, and it's like, bro, like, come to Carolina. We can use you.
Carolina could use anybody.
I got you. You can talk to me.
So okay. So speaking of, if something may have just snapped after all of his years of playing football, like, look at Luke Kuechly. Like, he surprised retired. Like, he basically Beyonce the Carolina Panthers world. Just dropped a surprise
out. Were y'all really
out.
surprised?
I didn't know it was going to happen this soon. Like,
I wasn't surprised at all, and I'll tell you why. Because when he got that concussion back in 2017, and he got up crying, and everybody was like, "Oh, he loves the game that much." I was watching that game as it happened, and I was with my dude at the time, and he was like, "Why is he crying?" And I was like, "'Cause he got a concussion." Like,
he knows what this is.
Like, it's not even. It's involuntary. I've had a concussion. I took a charge in the middle of a game. Cracked my head or whatever.
Did they call a block?
I got the charge.
Okay,
I got the call, y'all.
Right, at least we died for this.
But
game.
when I came to, you see everybody above you. It's like, what are y'all doing? And then next thing I know, when I tell you, uncontrollable tears for like maybe 20 seconds, then I was done. And it's like, I don't know what happens to your brain during that point in time or whatever, but it's like, it's just something kicks in to where you do that. And I was looking at his eyes, and I was like, Luke, dog, that's it. He lost it. Like, ain't nothing you can do about that. Like, he hasn't necessarily been himself, like the Luke that we know since then. Let's be real. He's been missing some plays, and I'm not saying this like to criticize or anything, but there's things that Luke has missed that's not Luke-like. Mm-hmm. Like, you used to see that man reading the offense on the field, and it's like you could just tell like he was losing it. And in that video, man, it looked like somebody was basically holding him hostage and making him say, "I have to leave." Like, I knew he was going to start crying. Like, because to admit that you done lost your step. Yeah. And I can't get it back. And you see how vague he was. Like, you know.
He was in that room hurt.
Yeah. So it's like something sick. Again, maybe like AB. it's real out here. Something serious, and you got to stop, man. So,
and football is such a physical sport,
Yeah.
you know. And I think that football is the most popular American sport in the country. Like, football is more popular than soccer is in America. Now, soccer is the biggest global sport in the world.
Yeah.
But people love football. I do too. I love football. But like, football is so physical. Like, I played football up into like in middle school, and I was much smaller than everybody else. And I remember like I was playing on the kickoff team. It was like 7th grade, and at that point I might have been like 5'4", 145 pounds, and I remember
Strong.
And I remember getting blocked by like these two big dudes on the opposite side. And like, I saw stars when I got up, and I was like, yo, I'm never playing football again, ever. I'm done playing football. And football is just it's such a physical game. And
Yeah.
you look at guys like Luke Kuechly, he's 28, almost 29. He's probably been playing tackle football since he was, let's say, 9.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 years he's been playing tackle football, hitting people, taking hits. And now you played at the highest level for 8 years, and you were just inflicting punishment upon other people and yourself, because hitting people hurts, just like, you know,
Hurt
getting
people hurt
hit.
people.
You know what I'm saying? And so you have enough injuries, and I think it's very important, and I think we're going to see a trend of this in football.
It's been happening since Megatron.
Yeah, like Megatron. Calvin Johnson retired at 30.
Yeah, he was
had
30.
played 9 or 10 years. Great player. And retired.
What's my man's name, the quarterback?
Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
yep.
Andrew
peaced
Luck
out.
just retired. You know, you got guys dealing with a lot of injuries, and they're young, and they're like, man, I made some money. I want to have my health. My health is important to me. You know, I'm a young guy. I just got married, or I'm getting married, or I want to have a family, and I want to
Or I just want to remember life.
I just, and I just
Take care of your bread.
take
care of your mental.
Take care of your chicken. Yes, bro. Take
That's
care
what
of your
Marshawn
bread.
said. He don't say much.
He
Marshawn literally doesn't
bro.
say much. But when he said that, I was like,
Shout
that
out
was
to Beast
fucking
Mode,
facts.
man. Shout out to Beast
For
Mode.
real.
That is my guy. I rock with Beast Mode, man. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to Oakland's finest.
Yes, bro. Marshawn.
I don't know. You know, we say all that, and you know, I want the game to be safer and everything, but
Do we?
that shit getting mad soft, yo. On some real ass
But
shit. Like,
look at the NBA.
it's aggravating, bruh. Let's not.
Oh no, we're going to get to
It's
that.
low key aggravating. No, like, I'm watching this to see somebody get laid out. Like, this is
Oh,
why I'm
God.
here.
Juice.
Not to get hurt, just
Juice-
to get
Juice is
knocked
with the shit.
around a little
Juice
bit.
is
You
with
know
the
what I'm
shit.
saying?
Okay.
Like, the quarterback, you step out, you liable to get your head knocked. This is the risk you took. You knew this
signed up for
coming
this.
in. Like, now all of a sudden,
You
like,
brought this on
no.
yourself.
And I also think it's kind of, I'm like that way because, you know, certain races don't get the same type of calls. So
Fair.
it's like, I mean, we see our quarterback get ate alive all the time.
Cam
and
Newton
it's
was
like,
getting destroyed one year.
but
And they weren't throwing the
because
flag
he's
at
this
all.
big, you know, brolic,
Go ahead and say it.
black, you know, scary type person, he can handle it, kind of like they do with LeBron. Oh, he can handle it. He
Or
big.
black women having babies. Yeah.
Yeah, shit, that's a
Yeah.
whole nother day, man. That's real. That's real. Like, it's real.
They can take the pain. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I don't know.
It was air quotes there, guys, for those of you in the podcast where we can't see me because we're not like Juice. We don't have visuals. I air quoted. They can take the pain. But yeah, so, all right. So, again, prayers up to AB, prayers up to Luke and anybody who's associated with these physical ass sports.
And prayers up to the women that have accused AB of sexual assault.
Oh, yeah,
domestic
definitely.
violence. So I want to make sure that we shine a light on that, and you know, we support them.
Yeah.
And I do hope AB gets help, but if he has, you know, harmed these women in any way, I mean, he has to answer for that.
He does.
You know?
Yes.
So,
Even if he's 83, it don't matter.
but
If you fuck up, you gotta deal with it.
hell of a,
Man,
hell of a
I
football player.
hope he didn't do it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he didn't do it either. But you think about like how many people have to come up and say you did something before people are gonna start listening that you actually did it.
that's real. That's another conversation.
It
too,
is. You
though.
smoke crack, don't you?
What? No. That really caught me off guard.
They say if enough people say you smoke crack, you probably smoke crack. But we're going to take a quick pause here and shout out to a few people who are doing some great things in this world.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? As you may have noticed, our podcast has an amazing cover art. This is all thanks to my brother and number one creative friend, Jay Ballard. Jay is a creative graphic design artist who has created countless logos, apparel, website design for companies, entertainers, and now podcasts. But don't take my word for it. Check out his website. He can be found at jthecreator.com. That's jthecreator.com. And if you like what you see, hit him up at jthecreator.com. Thanks, Jay.
Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate you guys sticking around with us for another part of the Knights of the Round Table Sports Edition. So, guys, we're about to jump into the shoot around. Gotta get your shots up, get your reps up. Let's see what's happening. Y'all with it?
Let's get it.
All right, bet. So let's start with something a little bit broad. I don't have much to add to this, but we'll throw it out there. Charlotte is on the list to get an MLS team, or they're actually getting a Major League Soccer team. Which is it?
Oh, we in there. It's happening. David Tepper, the owner of the Panthers, the new owner, has paid the franchise fee to the MLS.
You know how much that is?
Initially, it was reported around $300 million, but I heard something the other day that it was $500 million.
Okay.
So we are getting an MLS team that is happening in 2021.
Next year?
Yes. The 2021 season. So basically, David Tepper had committed to, pay this franchise fee for the team. However, the commissioner of the MLS had asked, basically, Bank of America needs renovations. Mm-hmm. So Major League Soccer teams have a tunnel that's in the middle of the field. So basically like the 50-yard line of the football field.
Yeah.
Currently, the Bank of America Stadium has tunnels at the opposite ends of the stadium.
Okay.
Which is how football stadiums are.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to renovate the stadium, put a middle tunnel, and then renovate the locker rooms.
Okay.
In some fashion.
Okay.
So, and they're going to do that before the 2021 season. And I think the MLS season starts in like March or April.
Okay. So you got about a year.
Yeah, about a year to do that. Damn. And I want to say he asked the city for some money.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, I think it was about like 120 million ish.
No, we got potholes and lights to fix.
The city committed. I think the city committed to paying whatever it was that he asked for.
Okay, never mind. They don't fuck with us.
Yeah, so we are, and I think it's a great move. I think it's a great move for the city. MLS is huge. When I was living in Florida, the Orlando soccer team had come the last year that I lived there. And I mean, it was great. The energy was great. Most of their games were sold out. People would be out watching the games on Sunday, on the weekends, partying it up, kicking it. And I mean, soccer's so big and it's universal, it's global. And so you've got plenty of people here that are like so excited about that, and they can't wait for 2021 for soccer to come. So me included, I'm pretty excited. So
Juice, you going to a game?
Probably. I've never been to a soccer game before. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a soccer fan like that, because I'm not. It's no hate. I just never took the time to watch it. I honestly don't know too much about it. I'm just wondering if this really will benefit the city and all of its inhabitants, or is it going to just benefit a select group?
That's a good question.
I say that because Charlotte, especially that area close to uptown, downtown, whatever you prefer to call it, is getting gentrified at a massively It's fast. It's happening.
It's about to accelerate too.
And a lot of changes they made have not been for the people who live or getting pushed out or whatever of that area. Yeah. So I have to do my research on it, but I mean, I'm not hating on it. I'm sorry, I might have missed this. If they're taking Bank of America, so we're losing the Panthers officially, or we don't know yet?
No. Panthers are staying. So David Tepper is going to be the owner of the Panthers and this MLS team. So
want that money.
They're just
Bro, listen,
they're
they just gave a 500 mil.
They're modifying the stadium. They're going to make renovations. That's it. Panthers not going anywhere.
The seasons aren't like they won't overlap.
I think there's slight overlap. I think soccer runs from March to October. I think, and then
so it's preseason overlap.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter for real.
Yeah,
because
the Panthers suck. Yeah, so it's not gonna really matter.
No, because I assume they can change. They feel like they changed the basketball court.
Yeah,
I just thought about this. The Charlotte keeps getting expansion teams.
Yep.
This is the third expansion team we did in a major sport that's come to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because the Hornets were one.
25 years, 30 years probably.
Because the Panthers were after.
Panthers
after
came in
the Hornets.
97.
97.
Yeah, we were in 5th grade. I remember that shit.
Yeah, 97. Yeah. And the Hornets came in 88 or 9, I think. I think.
I
Yeah,
believe
89. I think it was 89.
One of those two. Yeah.
Because I think that was the year that Steph was born, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because you remember that's when they did the expansion draft. So that's how the NBA used to do it. You get a new team, and then the expansion
people.
team gets to pick like one person from every existing team.
Because Del Curry was
Del
playing in
Curry-
Toronto at the time, wasn't he?
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
He was in Cleveland.
He went from Cleveland to
Yeah.
Charlotte and Charlotte to Toronto.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So he was their pick from the Cavs to come, play for the Hornets. So
Okay. Shout out to Mr. Curry. Mr. Curry's a really nice man. I met him a few times back
Shout
in
out to
my
the Currys, man.
yesteryears.
For real.
He's a really nice person.
shout out to the Currys. man.
All of them.
I saw him at the game last year. He was just walking down the stairs, and I froze like a 10-year-old with a jersey in my hand. I wanted to say, hey, so bad. And I was like, I'm not going to bother that man. But I should have. But shout out to him. But yes, just to piggyback, it was 1988.
Okay,
88.
okay.
Yeah, Steph's a year younger than us.
I was close. Yeah.
I told you he's my almanac, guys. I don't answer questions. I just look at him and he just corrects me. So shout out to soccer. So kind of switching gears, going to a different look of things. College basketball. I'm thinking about college basketball right now. College football. It's a 3-year requirement before they can leave.
Yes.
But currently with college basketball, it's a 1 year.
Yes.
As of
I think it's 1 year, or you
Removed
have
from
to
high
be
school.
at least 19. I think it's. I can't remember if it's or and.
So y'all tell me this. What do y'all think about that rule? Do y'all think that people should be required to go to college for a certain amount of time, or do you think it's too low? Like if you're going to go to college, you need to commit for more than a year. What are your thoughts?
It's a catch-22.
Catch what?
It's a catch-22 because I don't think they need a requirement. But my thing is, I mean, you even see it with the one and done. A lot of these players, you ain't a one and done player, bruh.
Mm-mm.
And I think that there will be a lot more players thinking they could come straight from high school instead of going the route that might be better for them. Like, because, I mean, there's a select few that make the league. Let's be 100 here.
Yeah.
Even the ones that do go to college or do play overseas. Well,
Yeah.
that's more competition now. Let's be 100. But as far as I just wish that more kids would understand the opportunity. Granted, I didn't go to college, but understand the opportunity that they have as a fallback plan, just in case it don't work out. So I don't think they should have it because, I mean, if I'm John Morant, I could have been here. he plays like he's been here before. That is one of the smoothest rookies I've ever seen. Like,
Demetrius is special. My man Ja. Demetrius.
I love
is
watching him
special.
talk shit.
bruh, like
That's just the best.
Great player.
you
Great
can tell
player.
like he was born with that. Like
I love his
you
game.
can't teach his game. Like he's
Love his
only going to
game.
get better. Like he's out there chilling and doing that. So imagine when he like really puts his foot on your neck.
I love his game.
Nasty. But that's my opinion on it. Just take the rule off and, get some better people in your corner.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Seems to
These
be the
AAU
thing.
coaches be out here lying to y'all.
Yeah, because
Like-
they trying to get that kickback from whatever,
Yeah.
whenever they let you go, whenever you go to the league.
What is it? Shout out to DJ Dexter, Dynamite. Everybody ain't league. All right.
That's facts.
Recognize.
As he would say, yak.
Yes.
What you got?
I am in favor of changing the rule back to letting high school players declare. Only because I think now, 20 years ago when it was happening, there weren't that many high school guys declaring for the draft. So
And the ones who did were good.
they were, I mean, they were great. They were in a league of their own. Kobe, KG, LeBron, like these guys,
Tracy
Lou
McGrady,
Williams.
Lou Williams.
These guys were so
Sebastian Telfair.
these guys were so talented.
He sucks.
That I think that the counsel that they received or the draft grades that they received, there were so few players like that. So it was probably easier for scouts to give them those grades and let them know, hey, you're going to be top 5, you're going to be lottery, whatever. Nowadays, I think there's a lot more kids playing AAU basketball in the summertime. You're getting a lot more kids that have access to like pro training or, you know, almost pro training or access to college coaches, more of those kids. So, and I think that the draft grading process has probably improved in 20 years.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you guys are getting information about what their stock looks like as far as where their rankings are, you know what I'm saying, much earlier. And I think that if you're 18 and you're good enough to go, I think you'll have enough information to make an educated decision for you and your family.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you've got guys that are working around the one and done rule right now because
Going overseas,
to the
G League,
going to prep school.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys, you know, you graduate from high school and you still have another year of eligibility, so you can go to a prep school.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, well, I don't really want to go to college. Like, I'm gonna go play at this prep school, go play some other top talent around the country, other top prep talent, keep my draft grade, improve my draft grade,
Yeah.
and then after that, boom, I'm going to the league. You know, and so I'm okay with the one and done. I'm hoping they change it back, you know, so kids can have the opportunity to go play if they're good enough to play. And if they don't change it back, I think guys will continue to utilize these options of going overseas to play in the National Basketball League like LaMelo Ball, you know, who's on an individual capacity as far as his individual stats, he's playing great.
Yeah.
His team's not doing a lot of winning, but he's continuing to elevate his draft stock.
Oh yeah, he's definitely top. I think top 3.
Absolutely.
But I think that so the rule I think was unfortunate in the way that because it hurts college as well, because you get these commits for, like, for instance, you look at the program like Duke. Duke historically had 4-year players. You got your Lee Melchionis and your J.J. Redicks of the world who stayed the whole time, or your Jason Williams or Carlos Boosters that graduated a year early, but they stayed there through their entire, you know, degree or whatever. But now with people feeling like they have to go to college for 1 year, they're not going to college because they're trying to, you know, hone in on some skills or sharpen things up. They're going to college because they're required to.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That shows the lack of maturity in some of these guys, and it shows the lack of guidance that they have.
No guidance.
Because if I'm going to a Duke, or if I'm going to a Nova, or
Even Carolina.
or Virginia,
Even
and
Carolina.
his coach don't even like them. But if I'm going to one of these top tier
It's a bad year
schools,
for him.
you know, with Bill Self out there in Kansas or whatever, I need to absorb everything I can get in that first year.
Absolutely.
I'm listening to you because I'm not going to be here for that long, and I need to make sure that I'm prepared for that next level. A lot of these kids out here, I'm going to sound old, but they think they cool. And you can tell by the way that they play. And it's like,
why?
bro, you're not that good yet. Like, relax.
It's because they got people who double tapping their mixtapes from Instagram. No, truth be told, like, if you look at, so I think this is one of my biggest, like, conspiracy theorists or whatever. I think that the reason that there are so many people who are coming to the NBA at a younger age because they have this great draft stock or whatever is because they advertise themselves, they market themselves differently now. Back in the early 90s, in 96 when Kobe came into the league, Kobe didn't have a mix. He may have had like a VHS tape of like some of his highlights, but like it wasn't going viral and people weren't like sharing it, and you have people coming to your game because, oh, you did a crazy dunk, so let me come see you play. No, it was word of mouth. It was people who had respect and who had like actual, you know, skin in the game were vouching for you. But now it's like you see somebody, you get a 2-minute clip of 4 years of somebody playing in high school. You can find some good. If I looked at my fucking highlight clip from LA Fitness from 4 years, bro, I got some gems. This past Saturday, bro, I was putting in work.
You definitely were.
But now if you look at the week before that, when I couldn't make a layup, that shit was absolutely atrocious.
We ain't got to do that.
Bro, I had a Carolina week and a Duke week, so it's just
that hurts, bro.
I had to throw in one jab before it's all over.
It's cool. But I ain't even got a rebuttal for you, bro.
Yeah, you can't this year. But I think that's one of the biggest problems is that people they're so elevated because it's like everyone sees what the best thing that they've had to offer.
Yeah.
I think our world is like heavily dominated with participation trophies, or like, let's just focus on the good that you did. It's like, no, you fucked up too. Like, we lost 17 games this year because you couldn't make a fucking free throw, but you trying to go D1 to Duke because you had one good highlight dunk your junior year.
But I mean, and it's also, you got to blame the schools too, because y'all taking these. They
want but okay.
Stop with the shenanigans.
So now I'm not. So the blame is equally shared, is distributed equally across everyone.
I support it
because if you think about it. if I'm the player, I'm trying to maximize on my earnings. So
Yes.
like, I'm not mad at the way that they're marketing themselves. It makes perfect sense because
No, I'm more so upset with these coaches falling for it. Y'all should know better.
the coaches ain't falling for it. The coaches just know that that's just the way that we're in. So you kind of gotta. So for the longest, because I said this to you years ago, I was like, the fact that Duke is having all of these one and dones, I was like, this shit feels weird. I'm not used to this.
We've
Like,
reversed roles with them.
Carolina got people coming out seniors, and I'm like, when the fuck did Carolina start getting like good seniors that have been good? They're like not like Tyler Hansborough, because he wasn't going to go to the league his freshman year anyway. He probably could have. Now I think about it, because he was playing well, but like he's not that kind of a player to go, start a franchise around like a LeBron would have been if he came out when he came out of high school or whatever. But I think that, and seeing like the way that things are going, even Kansas is getting one and dones. Like Joel Embiid, when he left Kansas, I was like, this scrawny kid is about to go to the league. I mean, he didn't play for 17 years to start off, but he eventually came in and is doing really well. He is. And so it's just kind of like the times are changing, and I'm, as Esquire would say, I'm just old fashioned. Like I enjoyed the way it was when people would go to college, and if you were really, really good, you would leave. Yeah. But you didn't go to college because you felt required to. You went to college because you wanted to. You know what I'm
wanted
saying?
to win a chip.
But I mean, Coach K, perfect example. He had to embrace the change.
Okay. Coley is hating behind C Square's back. It's bad. She hates Duke, and I don't know why.
I do too. So I join her in that sentiment. Okay. But Kay had to embrace the change, because many years ago he was saying that he wouldn't take one and done players.
Did he really though? Because right now with the squad that we have, we are playing better with this. Look, y'all. I had no faith earlier, but y'all are proving me wrong. We ain't got a bunch of one and dones this season. We have an actual Duke squad where the whole team has to work the ball around. This looks more familiar than these one and done seasons where we've underachieved have.
I also think that that's because the talent just isn't panning out the way they probably thought it would.
Yeah, it's
because
a
if you look
season.
at all our freshmen are not nearly as good as we thought. That's historically, like when Bagley was there, when Ja was there. Jaleel Okafor, for those of you who don't know who that is, and all of them, like they were good. Tyus Jones, not Trey.
I just think he should have stayed an extra year.
He should have. I mean, his career probably would have been a lot better, but
I don't.
He gone.
He went and got his bread.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
From that perspective, it makes perfect sense.
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
I get that. But so I think that I get where people are doing, and I think Duke has no choice but to like build through this, because I don't think anybody needs to lead this year. Trey Jones can sit his ass down. He don't need to go nowhere either. Like, maybe the big man in the middle could probably go because he's big and he's agile and he can, make shots around the basket. But other than that, like I think people kind of need to chill. But what do you do? I mean, I'm not faulting anybody for going to get millions of dollars, like guaranteed millions of dollars. I would leave right now. I would leave y'all recording by yourself right now. Someone's like, I got $2 million for you, cash, tax free. All right, y'all have a good recording. I'll catch y'all next week. I'm like, y'all ain't gonna see me again. I'll be somebody's island under a parachute because I hate the sun.
Do y'all think it's easier to get in the league now?
Absolutely.
So is that's effect? Okay, so the NBA then in that aspect is affecting the college game because they've made it easier for the offensive player rather than making it an all-around game. Yep. Yes or no?
Correct.
I agree. Yeah.
Correct. And I think that the crazy part about all of this is like the lack. So the game has changed, and I'm sure we'll get into this. I think one of the points I want to talk about is how the game has changed, but fuck it, we'll talk about it now. I think the game has changed because the game is stretched, because a three-point shot, for a long time, three-point shot didn't exist. Then it came in and people weren't shooting it very much. And now with all the analytics are like shoot threes or layups. So the court has expanded. And you got people like Steph Curry and
game's much faster.
And Ice Trey. It's faster, and people are pulling from half court. Like
that's because you take the whole defensive aspect out of it. I hate analytics. I understand them, but they get on my nerves because it takes the real IQ level that the player needs out of the game, and it drives me nuts because, like you just said, only shoot threes and layups. Well,
that's just the Houston Rockets, and they're fucktards.
That's most of the league right now. That's what they're doing. But the problem is that a lot of these players, you need a mid-range, bruh. Like, they leaving you open around the free throw line because you're not going to shoot because you're going to kick it back out.
Which is stupid.
Like, points are points at a certain point.
I agree.
So
you saw the game the other day. Did you watch the Portland game? Who were they playing when Melo hit the game winner?
I did not get to see that.
Was
game.
it Utah? I can't remember.
I can't remember who it was, but nonetheless, so CJ McCollum was getting double teamed on the 3-point line. So he dribbled over Melo, got the ball at 3-point line, pump fake, took one dribble in to a mid-range shot, game. Like buckets. Melo is back, niggas.
Melo is one of the greatest mid-range shooters the NBA has ever seen.
Ever. And so,
in addition to my guy,
they beat the Raptors.
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade is not a really good mid-range jump shooter, but
yes, he is.
He is.
Don't do that.
I love D Wade. I love D Wade, but I'm not putting D Wade up against DeMar DeRozan in the mid-range game with Rip Hamilton.
Not Rip. DeMar, I would. Not Rip. Not Rip.
DeMar DeRozan is also sad because he had to leave Toronto, but
yeah,
and they won a championship without him. I would be bitter too.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like, he was holding the team back? Like, does that have anything to say about his game?
I feel like, sometimes you get a shakeup, and the shakeup kind of gives you the push over. And also, let's be Kawhi Leonard is good, but let's be 100% honest here, guys. If the Warriors didn't start dropping like flies, there's no fucking way that the Raptors are going to win that game.
When KD came out with the dance moves, they were about to die. That was about to be the end of the series. Never mind if they needed 3 other games to win. It was irrelevant. When he came out there, I was like, yo, you doing too much, KD. You just got back.
But he does that before every game.
No. He had a fierceness about him. And then he scored, 11 in like 5 minutes?
It was
that was amazing.
He came to kill. And that was going to happen. They were going to go down. He was going to have an all-star game. And then he went down. And
then even after that, fucking Clay tried to keep him in it before he tore his ACL. Yeah. I'm an avid fan.
I love seeing the love of the game. I hate when players get hurt, but like with Clay, he waved them off. I ain't hurt.
He ran back down the court.
I'm good. And then, wait a minute, my leg.
Right. Because they took him to the locker room, and then they were like, yo, but if you don't shoot these free throws, you can't stay in the game.
He wasn't limping. So he came straight out.
He came right back out. Like, Bob Myers was like, where are you going? He's like, I got you these fucking free throws. What the fuck you mean where am I going? Exactly. See, Juice understands me, guys. I don't know if you know, but Juice understands.
To your question about if I think DeRozan was holding him back, I don't. I just think Kawhi Leonard is the great equalizer in basketball.
DeRozan wasn't playing D like Kawhi did. Even when he played 60 games. Kawhi's
the second best player right now, currently playing, currently healthy and playing in the world. Currently, he is a force to be reckoned with on offense and defense. There isn't anything that he can't do. His game is complete.
It is.
Complete. There's nothing he can't do. And so when you put him on a team that has good players, has good role players.
They have good depth.
Good depth. You got Pascal Siakam, who took a second step, took a major leap last year.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either. But, and yes, the injuries happened to the Warriors, which, weren't expected. So that happened, and I think that also aided the Raptors. But, Kawhi Leonard is still Kawhi Leonard.
And if you give any professional athlete some confidence, they'll show you why they're in the league. Like, don't sleep on it. Like, if you look at the Warriors this year, like, it's painful to watch them play. But if people give them, the people who are like professional athletes, a chance to make some shots, these motherfuckers going to hit shots. And it's going to happen. But so the Raptors, Van Vliet was giving buckets.
Yeah, Van Vliet's hooping.
Lighty McBride was giving people buckets.
Fred is hooping.
And he's still doing well this year.
Fred's out here balling.
Yeah, he's consistent. Like
Kyle Lowry's a bum, but like respectfully, like a respectful.
100% agree. I cannot. He drives me nuts.
I rock with Kyle Lowry.
I mean, he's cool as a person. Like shout out to Philly.
I like his game. I always have.
Get out of here.
I like his game.
Mute him.
I like his game.
His opinion cannot be trusted.
I like his game.
Yeah. He be all right. But since we're on it, like, what do y'all think about the young players in the league now? Like, we talked about people coming out of college or wanting to come out of high school or whatever. Like, but what do you think about the young players and what they're doing in the league? Because you look at people like Luka, even though Luka has an asterisk beside his name because he's young in terms of age. He's been playing professional basketball since he was 13, a teenager.
Like that.
Yeah,
That's
so.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then you got Trae Young out here balling, D'Angelo Russell, who is a lot younger than people think he is because he's been on so many different teams.
Yeah.
But that motherfucker is 22. He snitched.
I think he's 22.
He's 22 or 23. One of those.
He's a young guy.
And it's like, bro, he's young.
Yeah.
Like, so what do y'all think about the direction the NBA is heading? Jason Tatum, like,
bruh. Duke has been putting out some real players in the league.
yeah.
Just not even hyping them up. Just they've been actually panning out to be well. Like
Yes.
Some of them I thought were a little shaky.
Correct.
We'll see about Zion on the 22nd.
Yeah.
Yep, we sure will.
Y'all think he should play? I
Yes.
think he should sit out the rest of the season.
I think he should be. I think his minutes should be managed, but I think he should definitely get a feel of what the game is. If he's healthy enough to like play, he's got to get a feel of the game.
Fair enough. I don't know if I'm risking it.
Unless because they're in a weird spot because they're like not too far out of the 8th spot in the
Yeah,
West.
yeah.
So it's like, do you want to take a? But so they're also in this weird space where they're like, are you going to sell with all these players because y'all got some good assets that people may want to take, but what do you want to do with it?
I think they should grow. Like, work with it's a good young squad.
But growing takes time. You know, a lot of people are impatient.
I mean, at this point, y'all been not putting real help around AD for how long now? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
other than Drew Holiday, but
right. So at this point, you got a nice
And
young
Etuan
nucleus. Let it flourish. Somebody might come, or they might surprise. I mean, again, let's see what are they ranked right now?
I think they're like 10.
New Orleans is they're 14th.
But what's their record
Their record is
in comparison to the 8th spot? How many games back?
How
are
many
they?
games back? They are 4 games out of 8th place, which is not bad in January.
Because the 8th seed is still under 500, aren't they?
Yes.
So-
Memphis.
Yeah. Wow, Memphis is the 8th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Ja.
Yeah, man.
Again, young players doing a thug. There's
Right.
Like, because I didn't expect Memphis to do anything,
I didn't
and
either.
Iggy's not playing.
Right. Getting that.
Right.
Getting
Bring Iggy home.
Getting
Bring
that
Iggy
$17
home.
million.
Bring him back to the Bay where
My
he belongs.
guy.
I like
Iggy.
these young boys.
I love Iggy.
They look like this last class is acting like they have something to prove.
Yeah.
So
What about your boy from Kansas?
Devontae?
Yeah.
that's my guy right there. I love him. He you know what? He's not a surprise to me though, because that's a 4-year. He has the experience. He has game time situation, like clutch moments. I think a lot of people were asleep. Like I said, I've been watching him at Kansas the whole time, so I know what he can do. He can play off the ball because he had Frank Mason III for most of the time, and then once he left, then he had to take over that role, and it's kind of like what he's doing here for the city now. Like
Kimba left.
all he had to do was get some minutes, and that's something I don't understand. And hopefully, the Bread Owl will help everybody figure this out. Get to talk to some coaches. Why, if y'all are losing, why aren't you playing your young guys, letting them get some experience?
Ask the Kobe Bryant's rookie coach. Because the Lakers weren't doing shit back in the day when he was sitting on the bench.
That
first
drives
couple
me
years.
crazy. That does not make sense to me, especially, I mean, player development. This is your time. Y'all are trash. So see what your other players have, because at least you can mix them in and out with the veterans that are there to see if you can make something work and then build something from there. So luckily for him, though, he went to the G League, and was it the G League anymore? Yeah, I think it is now.
It wasn't the D League anymore.
Yeah, that's what it is. Or wasn't, whatever.
That sounded bad when they had it. I was
Right.
like, the D League, are they trash?
That is like bad. But like he went down there and did what he did at Kansas. Like people forget, like he won not was it Player of the Year in his senior year.
I think
like,
Devontae did win Player of the
yeah,
Year.
so like he ain't no scrub.
Yeah.
So I think
Shout out to the 919, man.
for real, that's
Wait,
home.
he's from.
Devontae's from Raleigh.
You gotta rep.
Shout out to the 919.
Didn't know that.
You gotta rep him. So I'm proud that he's showing what he's working with. You can tell. I love when you can see players that worked out in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell when they come back, like, oh, you went to the gym. Like sometimes they a little bit extra cut up, or some players slim down, and it's like, oh, you did that. Like, okay, like, well, let me see what you about to do, and then it manifests on the court, on the field, and it's like I can respect that because you knew something was wrong with your game and you worked on it. We watched Kimba do it. Mm-hmm. We watched Steph do it. Mm-hmm. Kimba couldn't go left for a long time, yo. Like nobody realized that, and then now Kimba's Kimba.
His right was so fucking fast.
Yeah.
That step back, that crossover and that step back is a
Wasn't
What
it
you
the
gonna do
Big
with
East tournament
that?
where he
Oh
made
God,
my man drop?
Yes,
in the guard?
destroying cats in the guard.
I mean, even with Steph, he can't go down. Like all he has is a jump shot, and
Lies.
last season
That handle's
Steph
a
was
fool.
driving to the basket,
Steph is one
More
of the
than
best
he was
finishers under the basket.
bruh. And they
This day
don't
and age.
highlight it for him. There's a lot of
Yeah.
hate for that man
Except for
because of
Smitty.
how he plays. So like,
Steve Smith definitely highlights the dry cleaner, as he calls him.
but so I mean, I'm really excited about what these young players are doing. Terry Rozier, shout out to him.
Is he doing all right this year?
Yeah,
He's doing better.
Terry.
He's progressively getting better, getting more comfortable with his new team. But think about the role that he was just placed in. Like, they basically paid you to replace Kemba Walker. Like, bruh, and you didn't really get to play like that last year. Like,
that's a big ask.
Yeah.
In a team that doesn't have the support. I mean, you were in Boston, you had players.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, Boston had some guys that they had with him. So, like, when he was coming up hooping, like, the defense isn't as honed in on you as they would be when you're playing for Charlotte. And Nick Batum is your...
Right.
I hate Nick Batum.
I think that is
Bonjour.
unanimous. But I'm excited about some of these young players because it looks like they hear the old heads talking, and it's like, I'm going to show you that I'm tough too. And I can appreciate that aspect of the game.
But speaking of old heads, like, we've got some cats out here who are old. Like, they've been in the league for... Vince Carter is 1,000 decades old. Yeah.
Let's applaud Vince.
Shout out to Uncle Vince.
Let's applaud Vince, man.
22 seasons, 4 decades. He's played in 4 different decades. And that is absolutely insane.
And Vince is still giving people work.
Vince can still dunk.
Right.
Okay? Let's just, like, even if he
Still
sucks
giving
everywhere
people
else,
work.
he can still dunk. And I hate it because I'm 32 years old and my dunking died years ago. But Vince Carter is still flying with
He's
the greatest
in
of
great
ease.
shape. Like,
Half man, half amazing.
Vince Carter's 42 years old. Is still playing
solid
quality
minutes, too.
minutes.
Like,
Quality
ain't
minutes.
no,
Solid
like,
minutes for a terrible team.
And I'm pretty sure he's shooting 40% from the 3-point line. Like, Vince is out here, man. It's just Atlanta's not doing well. They're not competing.
So you got Vince, and then you got
that's the wrong
LeBron.
word, not competing.
But on the flip side of not competing, you got LeBron James in year 17, arguably having one of his greatest seasons in year 17. How, Sway?
Braun is not real.
He's a creative player.
He's a creative player. He's a 2K. I mean, he's a my player on 2K. Like, Braun is. There's no one else like LeBron James. There will never be another person like LeBron James. And I'm just glad that I've been able to witness it and see it from,
Absolutely.
Being in high school and to like basically watching him. His maturation, his evolution as a basketball player, because he is, in my opinion, he's on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. No, he is not the greatest player of all time. We know that belongs to Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yes.
and that is without question.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the greatest basketball player we have ever witnessed in life. And that will always be the case. Mike's everything, but I love Bron. Bron is
another one of the guys who holds it down for the I'm losing my hair crew, and he has
he definitely does.
He is the mascot for I'm losing my hair crew, but he is making us proud, and I love it. Bro, I need it.
We need to call Dion, bro. I'm telling you, Dion has real hair again. Like, that's his real hair.
Bro,
that's not a wig or a unit or whatever they call it. That's real hair, bro.
Speaking of hair, Melo used to have braids. Melo's back. My main man, Melo. I'm so thankful that he's back in the league. Melo, this would have been year 17 if he didn't basically sit out. This is the 17th year he's been in the league. It's out of college, I guess, since he came in the draft with LeBron. But Melo's having some very big impact minutes with Portland, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Because they said he was washed. They said he was washed. They said LeBron was washed. They said Melo was washed.
Oh, man.
And D Wade could still play right now.
He could, and I'm glad my guy decided he wanted to hang it up on his own terms.
The 03 draft I think the 03 draft will go down as like one of the greater drafts. So we got 84, because when you got Mike and all them coming in, the 84 draft was wild. 96, and then 03. Those are my top 3 drafts that I can think of. Not that I care what you guys are, but I just had to throw that out there. And I think that watching these people who have aged, like they're not like still doing what they were doing. Like LeBron's still dunking on folk, but he's a creative player.
Right.
Melo's not, he tried to dunk on a few folks and they reminded him, no, sir,
it's not the same,
this is not Denver.
Right.
You will not disrespect us. But he out here doing his shit, bro, and I love it.
Melo, I mean, I'm so happy for Melo, and to see him get an opportunity to play again, because what happened to him in Houston, I don't even understand what that was.
Me either.
And you know,
Mike D'Antoni doing Mike D'Antoni shit.
Yeah, it was such a short stint, and he didn't really have an opportunity to
10 games.
10 games. You know, and I think he might have been, as far as from my perspective, what I know as an outsider, I think he might have been unfairly waived.
Yeah.
And then basically just cast off. And Melo's done. Melo can't do anything. Melo didn't shoot enough threes for Mike D'Antoni. And to see Portland, and I think this is the best situation for him because Portland needed Melo as much as Melo needed Portland.
Absolutely.
Portland was in the Western Conference Finals last year. You know,
They got disrespected, but they were there.
Got disrespected, made it. But they started off this season and just weren't. I mean, they weren't playing well. They had, they weren't winning games, and Dame has always been an avid fan of Melo, avid supporter of Melo.
He tried to get him a couple years ago.
Trying to get him, and so this, I think it was a perfect storm of. We're not winning. We could use some energy. We could use some, a change, a pace, something. And Melo came through, and Melo's still hooping. Melo got it. Melo got it, and I love it, and I'm happy for him.
They fly
I hope they make the playoffs. I really do. So
Vince Carter, go Heels. Nicole. Sorry, I just got a hateful text message from one of my co-hosts. But yeah, so speaking of like all of these people, All-Star break coming up, who do y'all have as must-sees in the All-Star game?
I don't even know who's in the lead right now for
No.
position. Oh, you're just saying
like
in general?
y'all's picks. Fuck the fan vote. Who do y'all want to see in the? Who y'all think is deserving of being in the All-Star game, whether it be a starter or coaching pick?
Man, I think
Your top two people, no matter what conference. I don't care for.
top two people is probably going to be Bron. I would say Bron. Oh,
top two people that you think should be in the game. Period. Now there's some go-tos like LeBron's going to be in the game.
Yeah,
but like Trae Young, Luka Doncic, or somebody who's not as notable that you think deserves to be in the game.
I think Trae Young, I think Luka absolutely deserve to be All-Stars. And I think that Steph being hurt, Kyrie being hurt for most of the first half of the season, has kind of allowed the two of them to kind of catapult to the top of the votes. Because I'm pretty sure Luka's up there. And I think he deserves it. I think Trae from an individual statistical scoring perspective, passing, he deserves it. Although I know his team's not winning, but he's playing great. I actually voted for Devontae Graham to be in it. So I love Devontae's game. I hope that he can be an all-star. And if he's not, understandably so, fine. But I also think that he's probably going to win Most Improved Player this year, or at least should be in the contention for it.
Yeah, definitely should be.
Because he surpassed 6 man. I mean, that right there automatically puts him at the lead of Most Improved. Like, you was coming off the bench this season, and then psych.
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta leave me in.
He had a couple 40 pieces. I think. Yeah, a couple games
in
he put
Garden.
40 in. Yeah. I mean, he's balling. So, but yeah, no, the All-Star game, I think it'll be different, because I was kind of talking to some buddies the other day and they were mentioning like, man, I really miss KD, Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? Steph, Clay, like I miss them playing right now. Because my dude was like, I love watching them cook, man. And right now, they're all sitting at home trying to get better, trying to get healthy, and the game misses them.
Yeah, because it's not great watching Draymond trying to do things. It hurts.
The game, and I think James Harden even said that. I think James Harden
is gone.
I think James Harden was quoted saying something to that effect. Like he misses those guys being in the league, man, and I can't wait for them all to get healthy and come back and play.
The 2021 season is about to be nuts.
It's going to be crazy because they sitting here watching these young dudes cook right now, and it's like, oh, you not. Like, you not. So, I mean, KD going to be coming back.
I want to be interested to see KD with Dinwiddie.
Oh, man.
I'm interested to see if this KD Kyrie thing is going to work for real because I don't have any faith in it.
You see I left Kyrie off, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But no, I'm saying I don't understand KD's move there at all.
I think KD's move was all about business and business and personal. So
yes, Draymond.
you know,
How you gonna ask somebody to come and
Let's
then
not.
be mad when they get there?
Can we leave that part off?
And I know everybody talks about KD and how him being emotional or he's too sensitive because he's clapping back with people on social media or whatever. I think he's entitled to speak to whoever wants to speak to him. If they're directing stuff to him, cool, whatever. I think KD. I don't have a problem with the move that KD made from OKC to go to Golden State. Tons of people do.
Same.
Tons of people think it was the weakest move in basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were ruining competition. There's no parity, whatever. I'm cool with it because, you know, all of us, if I want to change my job and go do something else,
I'm out, bro.
I'm out. Ain't nobody tripping on me about doing that. So I was fine with it. You know, he was well within
Could
his
y'all
means to
see
do
it
it.
coming? Because I felt like I could.
And leave OKC?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, because
I think he and Russ just didn't work together on the court anymore.
I think they had peaked. I think that team had peaked, and
they peaked early.
He knew that he needed to go somewhere else and change his circumstances to win, and he went to the best place to do it. And I'm okay with it.
That needed him as well.
Needed him. I'm okay with it because he carried that team in the playoffs and in the finals.
They also had to strip the team down and get him on it.
Did they need him? I don't feel like they needed him for real. I don't think they 100% needed him.
They needed him over fucking Harrison Barnes, the fucking Carolina prodigy.
You know,
chill.
Jesus Christ, little point shaving motherfucker.
I'm gonna do a deep dive into this one day, but I wonder how that's really affected Harrison Barnes because all he had to do was literally hit like 2 shots.
And it would have
just 2. Like my man's like make a layup. Like what's wrong? Like you won a chip.
He
like
was
what's wrong?
20-something, like low 20% from the field in that final.
It just makes you wonder like what happened.
He's trash, is what he is.
Man.
Okay, let's be very clear.
He ain't bounced back for. I mean, he's had a few. You know,
he got sent to the land to die, aka Sacramento. Yeah. So like, he's going through a lot. But let's not harp on that too much.
I don't know. I looked at KD like not even business, even though I know that's a big part. I think that he just wanted to have fun.
Yeah, I can see that.
Golden State, you can tell like
he
for a while,
having that kind of fun.
Those boys were having fun out there. Like you could tell in the way that they played. Like, oh, we just out here like
busting ass.
It's my friends at the park, and this is my crew, and I only play with them. And now we about to kill y'all. And it's like seeing that you can see that from a fan.
I'm gonna wait for 5 games to play with my crew.
Yeah, so I can only imagine being an actual player in the league, and you on a team that you hate, and it's like, damn, I want to go over there with them. Like shit, and they cool people. So that helps too. So
and maybe he just never felt a part of them because they were all homegrown players. You know,
they've been together since they weren't great.
Right. They were drafted there. They were developed there. Kevin was the new addition. I mean, great player, but maybe he just didn't feel included.
But Iggy came in the same way, but Iggy fit in right. He fit right in with the crew.
Iggy's a very different player, though.
But that's my point. So I think it's more about the personal aspect of it all versus how you grew up in the system kind of thing. I think that's a part too. But like, I think KD also came at a different point in his career than Iggy did. Yeah. So that part
and his mentality, because KD was Mr. Nice Guy, and now he's the Slim Reaper. For real right now. Like he's coming at your neck.
Bro, when he starts talking shit and like stops being like funny on it's like he's about to fuck y'all up.
And he can take it inside, outside, mid range. I'm gonna cross you up. Like he's an all around player. Like he's not afraid to get a rebound. He ain't afraid to play defense. Like that's my he's my top.
And I think, we all socialize we socialize championships. And I think, when you're taught that as you're coming up, or even these guys when they get to the pros or college or whatever, like you're not a legend or you haven't cemented a legacy because you don't have a ring, And so, and I think that probably weighs pretty heavily on guys, especially some of the guys who are the elite of elite basketball players.
Yeah.
And you don't have one. And so I think that might have pushed him to go. And then maybe he got the rings and maybe he didn't feel as fulfilled as he anticipated he would feel.
So, okay. So tell me this. So KD, massive injury, came back, semi-injury, came back and was going for broke in the finals, which, we would all expect, got re-injured. Kawhi Leonard got injured, came back, kind of load managed his way through it all. Like, what are y'all thoughts on like load management? Because we see two different cases, and I think that the KD thing was an extenuating circumstance. I don't think it was like he played too much too soon. I think everybody went through the right protocols to get it going, but load management has become like a topic of conversation, and people are actively doing it. So, what are y'all takes on? Do y'all like it? Do y'all dislike it?
I like how Kawhi finessed it as part of his contract. I think that was a real boss move, and if y'all were dumb enough to accept it, then by all means, sit out every other game. But me as a fan, if you traveling, to Charlotte, for example, out west, we only see you once a year. So if you're healthy and you the star and you the reason why I bought this ticket, I expect to see you. You don't have to play the whole game. I want to say it was maybe Kenny Smith who brought up, why can't load management just be you play limited minutes like you would off an injury?
Right.
Yeah.
And to me, that makes sense. Plus, two, your team is out here dropping duckies for no reason. You could have played for 10 minutes and dropped 20 real quick, and now you ain't cost, you got to win, and you're not tired because you didn't play that long. So, I look at it from a consumer standpoint. I understand where the players are coming from. I just think that they're going about it the wrong way if they are indeed healthy. If you're not healthy, then, load manage, whatever. It's all good.
Right. Yeah. I don't like load management. However, I do understand it. I understand that the ultimate goal is to win a championship. And for all the talk that everyone does, in the media about Kawhi load managing last year, is he really hurt? Is he not hurt? Is he faking hurt? He went and got these outside specialists, whatever. Like, I get it. Toronto won a championship. Yes, you gave up, a lot to get Kawhi for one season, but was it not worth it? If you ask Masai,
Because they ain't getting it again.
If you ask Masai Ujiri now, he's probably, looking at that ring on his finger, holding that trophy, like, yeah, it was worth it. We got a ring. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like load management, but I understand it. But just to your point, I think it makes sense to say, okay, like Kenny said, you can play 10 minutes, you could play 15 minutes, and then go sit down. Because as a consumer, I'm a consumer fan in a small market like we are here. We got Bron coming once a year. We got Kawhi coming once a year. We got Dame Lillard coming once a year. And people are buying tickets for those games,
Right.
If you're not a season ticket holder and you're buying individual tickets and you want to see top tier talent, you want to see the best guys in the world play.
Not only that, it's kind of disrespectful to the fan.
Quick interjection. For those of you who don't know what load management is, because I realize that we kind of jumped into it. Load management is the idea that people are kind of pacing themselves through the season. So they're not necessarily playing every single game. And so you may miss some games. You may not play some back-to-back games, but you are. So playing, like, for instance, last year, we're talking about Kawhi Leonard load managing. He played about 60-some-odd games on the 82-game season. So that's the idea of load management. So thank you for those of you who didn't know. Yeah,
and to add on to Naji's point, typically load managing in the NBA is where the NBA teams play about, in some instances, 4 games and 6 nights. And so they may have a couple back-to-back games. And so you may have a player who load manages by not playing on both back-to-back nights. So they may play one game, take off the next game if it's the very next night, and then play the following game if it's a day later or 2 days later. So,
yeah. Ooh, sorry guys, had to stretch my legs. So I think the NBA has definitely done a lot of different things over the years. Load management is not something that we would have ever heard back in the 80s and the 90s, early 2000s. But I also think that one of the big differences is the change of commissioners. I love Adam Silver, but, rest in peace, David Stern. I think that him leaving he left at a good time. 30 years in the league. Well, 30 years running the league. It's pretty dope. He did a lot for the game. If you think about what the game is, how the game transcended from when he took over in 84, came in with Jordan, and left in 2013, and like a lot of shit changed over the years in terms of global games or the way team dress codes. Iverson couldn't wear his baggy clothes and chains, and he was not happy about it. But I definitely think that those were key moments. Do you guys have any hot takes or any final thoughts about David and his sternness?
My condolences to his family. I can't imagine what it must be like to lose a father, a husband, a brother. That was really sad for me to hear. And as a basketball fan, I think that David Stern, to your point, is a pioneer.
Yep.
David Stern turned basketball into a 24/7 turned professional basketball into a 24/7 money-making machine.
They call him the commissioner of commissioners.
Basketball. I mean, and I don't know if either of you have heard, but back in maybe 1980 or 81, when the Lakers were playing in the finals, the game was on tape delay. So, the game was not played live. It was on tape delay, and I think they showed the game at like 4 a.m. And it just...
But no one cared.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that just speaks volumes to, 30 years later, like there is a channel owned by Turner Sports that is called NBA TV that has content 24/7.
And I am thankful for that channel.
I mean, that is just... And that was all pioneered by David Stern. He was a catalyst for that. And I think that everyone has benefited from that, from owners, from players,
You see
from
the money that's brought in.
executive staff, from the media, like that has been great for all parties involved. And props to him and salute to him for all the great work that he did over his 30-year tenure. And again, condolences to his family, and losing a loved one is not easy. So...
Juice, any
Much respect.
Oh yeah, salute.
What he said, all of it.
That part.
Well, mine is the way he screwed us.
Oh, you want that CP deal?
Yeah, but we
You
won't
still
speak
hurt?
ill of the
You
dead.
still hurt? Juice, you gotta let that go. You gotta let that hurt go.
It is what it is. But real talk though, he helped make the game global and what it is. So I appreciate him because it's a game I love. If it wasn't for him doing all this, it may not have lasted.
Yeah.
Right.
They were losing money for a minute.
They were.
Shout out to MJ again.
Yeah.
Yeah, 84.
I'm just saying, changing the game like that, and shout out to all the players, especially during that era, that even though David Stern had his rules, they were still able to work within those confines to make the game what it is. Allen Iverson legit being one of those people who changed how the game was viewed, how it was played. Like Kobe, just people, they just changed stuff, and that's
Kobe being Bryant.
to do that
Yeah.
when you have so many
KDB.
restrictions. You know what I'm saying? I applaud it, so I support it. Rip, and appreciate you.
Yeah. I echo both you all's sentiments about David Stern. It was almost like I knew him. I've talked on other podcasts before about when certain celebrities died, I didn't really think anything of it. I hate for them as a person that they passed away or their family or whatever. But when David Stern died, I was kind of like, oh shit, David Stern died. He hasn't been doing anything in the league in almost 7 years. But for me, he was such a staple, and what he brought to the table in terms of the league was such a staple in my life growing up. Basketball was one of the ways my mom and I used to bond back in the day. She was a big Jordan fan. So we would watch all the Bulls games, and just thinking that David Stern did all these things to put that, into play and kind of where the league is at now, and even picking Adam Silver as his replacement, because Adam Silver's the shit. And I love Adam Silver as well. So I think it's been very, very dope when it comes to all that. So yeah.
Yep.
Shout out. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps up the shoot around. That's all we got, yo. That's pretty much it. How y'all feel? Y'all like it? Y'all fuck with it?
I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I had a great time, man.
This was dope. This was a lot of fun. Before I get too far gone into my emotional, my co-host let me do a sports episode moments. I want to make sure that I shout out a local event happening here in Charlotte coming up. Some of my friends, or one of my good friends, is a part of the Urban League here in Charlotte, and they're doing a soiree on February 8th at 7 p.m. It's uptown in the Wells Fargo building here in Charlotte. Lots of young professionals getting together.
Which Wells Fargo building?
Atrium, Wells Fargo Atrium.
Okay.
It's in the midst of all of the Wells Fargo buildings.
Okay.
The one with the foyer.
The foyer, the big ass foyer.
How do you spell that? I don't know.
FOYER. I can't spell, but I
Okay.
looked that up enough with this house stuff that I learned how to spell it.
Word. Okay.
And if I spelled that wrong, please tell us. If I spelled it wrong, hit Lancelot. Let him know I fucked up, because he talks back. But yeah, so the soiree is happening again February 8th at 7 p.m. Feel free to reach out to the Urban League Charlotte on Instagram. Gotta find the Instagram. I'll post something about it coming soon. All the proceeds go towards free programs for the Urban League to put on. So different things that they're looking to do and help our youth and our community and all that stuff like that. So definitely look out for them. Shout them out. It's going to be a good time. They've got some open bar packages for those of you who want to get lit. Should definitely be worth your money. Definitely be.
Sounds good.
But once again, guys, we appreciate y'all for fucking with us. It's been a very fun time. Juice, can you just let us know one more time how these folks can find you? Because you've been real personal in 2020 and punctual.
I'm being personal.
You're a
Ooh,
personal,
that should
punctual
be
person in
my
2020.
slogan. Personal and punctual. Off by 15 minutes. It's good.
Alliteration is dope.
Let's see. So again, y'all can find me on Instagram only. Not that anybody's faking to be me, but you never know. Bella Kryptonite. BELLAKRYP2 NITE. If you just do the Bell and the KR, I should pop right on up.
Beautiful. C Square, how can the folks find you? Do you want them to find you?
No, the folks cannot find me unless you know me personally. That's about all you got. So
I accept that. For those of you who are still hanging around with us, don't forget we got our 1 year anniversary podcast coming up. Shout out to Knights of the Round Table for making it a year.
Applause for that.
Word.
It's going to be a fucking shit show, and I'm here for every second of it. I'll make sure to replenish the liquor cabinet that I keep diving into here at Casa de la Coley. And once again, thank y'all for listening. Reach out to us, Twitter, Instagram. You can email us. nightroundclt@gmail.com. Let us know. As Coley would say, talk back. We talk back. As she would also say, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. We appreciate y'all. Juice, C Squared.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all coming.
Shout out to the Knights for holding your boy down.
Hey,
good luck.
You know what it is. Shout out to
Good
it.
luck. Good luck.
And to our background listeners and supporting cast, we appreciate you all. We have technical support here today, guys. It's been absolutely amazing watching them work in the background. So shout out to it. Love y'all. Keep your heads up. Stick together. We'll holler at y'all niggas next time.
Bye.
Peace out.
Yes.